Hey, welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson, aka Uncle Tex, aka Professor Tex. All right. Got any questions, concerns? Leave it down at the bottom. Share, like, and let's get on with the show and make it kind of a quick one and whatnot. And all I had to do is go do it. I'm doing it this time here, but I'm gonna try to always do something. Your boy basically went what I went 13 and 3. 13 and 3 this week with the picks. I'm gonna run through them and then I'm gonna give my picks for should be week 5 coming up and whatnot, and go through that. Probably a couple other things I'm gonna check on to make you think about some things. The first one I lost on was Detroit and Green Bay. I thought Green Bay kind of turned the corner, made some mistakes. They tried to come back a little bit at the end. Love didn't do as well as I thought he was gonna do, but Detroit, the coach has changed that. They're looking like a decent football team. Atlanta and Jacksonville picked JV. I forgot that game came on 9-something. The spinner, he got a pretty decent game and whatnot. Jacksonville playing good ball and whatnot. Buffalo and Miami, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. They was going to try to run it up 48-20. I think Miami Dolphins is a better team than that. I think if they play again, it'd be much closer. Maybe not as high scoring. I think it'd be a better game. But Buffalo's on the mission. Old boys playing on the mission. You ain't hearing a lot of talk, ain't a lot of this. If you notice, Josh Allen is under the radar. Last couple of 2 or 3 years, this, that, everywhere, this, that. And he got his commercials and stuff like that. But it's a different air since that week 1 loss and whatnot. Diggs, he's been called out. Put it that way. And I honestly think the kid has been put on notice. But he's a quarterback, and they're not going to let that spill over into the press. You can think what you want to think, but until somebody comes and says this, that, and the other. But he said, he's been quiet and he's been balling out and he's been playing low key. If you want to get into our MVP talk, he's right up there and whatnot because he's been balling out big time. Man, Diggs and whatnot and stuff like that. Bears in Chicago, good game. I thought the Bears was going to get him, but I just said Russell Wilson cannot go out like that. He got to win this. He got to win it. Fields had a good game. Russell Wilson has played good football. It's just a mistake here too, and then it's the snowball effect, and then you know what happens there. But they're off the snot. I want to see all teams. I don't think no team should ever go undefeated. You want some bad seasons, some horrible seasons, but I don't think no team should ever go 0-16 or 0-17. I don't think that should happen. I think every team, even at their worst, should win at least 3 games, 3 to 4 games at least. But going 2-15 or stuff like, nah, man, got to win some games. But winning no games in the NFL is unacceptable to me. Baltimore and Cleveland, Lamar taking what you give him. He's not trying to make big. I think he's going to save all that big play type stuff. He's playing extremely safe. He's playing smart. He's doing 150 passes, maybe 100 yards rushing, something like that. He accounted for 4 touchdowns. He's still that dude. But again, he's under the radar. Talking about all these other quarterbacks, he's under the radar because he's done all that his first few years in the league, with 18, especially 19 and even to 20. And then started injury plague 21, 22 a little bit. Playing safe ball, which is a good thing. Defense is stepping it up. Well, it would have been a more interesting game if Deshaun Watson played. I'm going to get into that as well. Tennessee and Cincinnati. Another one I lost on. I didn't, after Cincinnati, I thought, Cincinnati going to take care of Tennessee. And nope, didn't do it. They look like garbage out there and whatnot. I said this. I started saying this after they lost the Super Bowl and went in the last year. I said, they got to do it this year. If they don't do it in the 22 season, I do not see that team in the next 3 years. They will dismantle that. I said they will dismantle that team in the next 2 or 3 seasons if they don't get it done now. That window went from this. That window is here now. They don't get that shit done this year. That team is finished. Because everything's like fine with Chase as of now, but they're gonna have to pay them receivers, and he's gonna have to be the main one that's getting paid. Okay, so look for that stuff to go down and happen. Rams and Indianapolis end up being a good game. I think Rams is up pretty good, and then Indianapolis came back. Boy, Richardson playing some ball and stuff like that and whatnot, but I call that one. Tampa Bay and New Orleans. Hey man, Tampa Bay doing what Tampa Bay is playing. Baker Mayfield's playing solid football. He's playing solid ball right now, and whatnot. They 3-1, and hey man, we'll see what happens with them and whatnot. New Orleans is quarterback issues with that. Jameis Winston just not what he is. Who he is. That's all I can say. He is who he is. I think he just got too late, but maybe he'll get your renaissance somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. Washington and Philly end up being a good game. Watched a lot of that game and whatnot, but the Eagles in the end did what they needed to do. But the NFC East games are always some good games. Always close games. Very few times you're gonna have a major blowout. Vikings and Carolina, of course, call that one. At first, I was like, man, 99-yard thing. Kirk Cousins does what Kirk Cousins does, but in the end, a nice defensive play kind of put them over the top. This was a shocker. Houston and Pittsburgh game. Did not see that coming, bro. Didn't see that coming. I thought, okay, Pittsburgh got together. Now they was about to take what's that joker's name? Can't even think of the boy's name right now. What's his damn name? Pickett. Pickett. Oh, he getting ready to do this. He getting ready to do that. He getting ready to do this. He getting ready to do that. Now I don't even think he might be out for 2 or 3 weeks. So it's a lot of stuff going on over there, right? Going on over there. They haven't found their identity yet. They're gonna have to get it together. Chargers, yeah. I think if they have Garoppolo, they probably win this game because, like I said, LA, they've always kind of reminded me a little bit of that as the Cincinnati Bengals as well and whatnot. Herbert did what he had to do, and they ended up coming up with a W. Dallas and New England, I figured that was going to go down the way. I didn't think it was going to be that lopsided, but I figured Dallas was going to come out with a W. They're just a better team, New England, since 2020, 2021, I should say. Or was it 2020? Yeah, 2019. And this is the 27th. I think the last time that they actually won the East, when they didn't have that much talent, which is one of the main reasons why Brady would leave, because they had nobody to throw the ball to. Brady had nobody, and just by the fact of of how the game and how that division goes, they won that division by the skin of their teeth, and then got blowed out, got beat up in the first round. San Francisco and Arizona, yeah, pretty much that was close for a hot second, and then San Francisco went away. McCaffrey's having a good year for now. We'll see. We will see. And Purdy's still playing good ball. Like I said, I look for adversity. Adversity is going to come eventually. It's got to come. That's just that nature of the beast. Kansas City, New York, close game. Some questionable calls. I get it. Obvious calls, but hey, it is what it is, man. They did Mahomes. They're gonna do what they got to do to win. Winning ugly is better than losing pretty, right? Seattle and New York. Hey, Geno looking pretty good. Core receivers. That cornerback for them balled out, man. That's what you'd like to see. You'd like to see these upcoming guys start doing stuff like that and start making a name for themselves. So like I say, and they did good. New York, Daniel Jones, since he's coming to the league, has fumbled the ball. Has fumbled the ball, has turned the ball over at least 20. He has 24 fumbles. 24. But he got paid all that big money. Saquon Barkley's not playing, so you know what's happening. So there it is. You can say all the shit you want. You talking about it's been 2 quarterbacks in the past few years that came from the ACC that nobody knew anything about, and they end up being top 5 to top 5 or top 10 quarterbacks drafted in the first round ACC, when you had other quarterbacks that dominated in that particular conference, and they go before them, and those guys get out there with that, man. I can go into crazy details about that, but I've already done that. Y'all already just check the archives. Here we go for this week. Chicago and Washington. I always got to try to upset pick up in here. I ain't been faring well, but I'm always do one and whatnot. I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up, but I'm gonna go Chi-Town on this one because of my hatred for the Skins. But I'm gonna go. But they should win, the Commanders. But I think Chicago gets off the snide this week. Jayville and Buffalo. This is another tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo. Buffalo's hot right now. Jayville got to have something for him. It can get ugly. I'm gonna go Buffalo. Houston and Atlanta. I'm going Houston. CJ Stroud playing some good ball. He's playing solid football. They're playing solid ball. They're 2-2, which is not bad at all right now. Still mad early in the season and whatnot, but I'm taking Houston. Carolina, Detroit. Taking Detroit. All Detroit got to do is show up and play some football. They don't have anything. That boy Young is going to be running for his life until they get that boy some help. That's what happens when you win the first when you the first pick. Tennessee and Indianapolis. I don't know, man. This is a toss up here. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Tennessee. Let me give it to Tennessee. New York, Miami. I'm going Miami. New Orleans, New England. I gotta go New England. I don't see them going 1-4. I'm gonna go New England. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. I'm going Baltimore. I think they're gonna pour salt in the wound and stuff like that. And I also think this might be starting the beginning of the end of Mike Tomlin. That's just my opinion. Cincinnati and Arizona. I'm taking Cincinnati. Cincinnati got to do it. Arizona might shock them, but I won't be surprised either. But I think Cincinnati has got to. If Cincinnati does not beat Arizona, it's a wrap. It will be a wrap because they're going to turn on one another. Guarantee. They almost had it right now. Philadelphia, LA. Got to have something for that receiver. I guess Cooper Kupp might supposed to be coming back. Still taking Philly. Jets in Denver. Now this big game, I see Denver getting it. I think Russell Wilson can grow on that. The Denver can grow on that. Got rid of my man Gregory today. That 4-year, $77 million contract after having 15 sacks in 3 years, and they gave him that big money, and he didn't do nothing but fight and get in trouble. You might want to take a 1-year deal for like $2 or $3 million and go play in Dallas and stuff. I go try to play with a winner or something. But I got Denver getting that. Kansas City, Minnesota. I'm taking Kansas City. Kansas City think that offense is trying to get along. Dallas and San Fran. And I say the key to this always, I'm taking Dallas, obviously. They have to tackle. Pressure on the quarterback, make him uncomfortable, and you have to tackle McCaffrey before he starts having his quick feet in the hole. Somebody got to put a hat on him. I ain't seen nobody put a hat on him yet. He's quick, he's shifty, runs the real routes real good and whatnot. But you got to tackle. You got Ayuk, you got to tackle Deebo Samuels and whatnot. Kettles. Those guys have got to be when they even if they catch the ball, you got to tackle them. They got to go down. They're not teams are not physical with them because they try to bring the physicality there. Because again, they can bring the physicality because nothing's going to happen to them. That's why these receivers walk around and jump around and in the inside run inside routes and stuff like that. Go across the middle because they know the defenders can't do nothing to them. So they don't intimidate. They become the intimidators. So you'll see Samuels flip on somebody or try to run a corner over because he's like 6'1", 210, 215. He's built like a running back. And he does that. And they're bringing the physicality there because a defensive player can't. His physicality, he can bring physicality. He can't bring intimidation. But they got to tackle these guys. And when they get a 3-yard gain, if it's a 3-yard, you got to tackle them at 3 yards. The 3 can't turn into a 15-yard gain. That's how they make their money. That's why they do what they do. Now, on some other notes, like I said, Gregory, let me see here. Broncos released Gregory after that big contract that he got, Randy Gregory, who came out in 2015. Now, in the last 3 years, 22 years there, you're talking about somebody out of that. I don't even want to go into math with that. But 3 sacks and 21 tackles. And what is that? Dude, that's what? What is that? 25, 26, 24, 25. 15 down 3, 15 down 5, 6, 15 down. And what is that? 20, 40, 60, 22. Well, that's almost 22 million. So he's, for 3 sacks, he's got $22 million. 22, that's 44. Just about $23 million per sack. Because he got there based upon 15.5 sacks he got in, I think, 19, 20, and 21. And only 21 tackles. And this guy had a tremendous upside, attitude, drugs, and all that, and being hurt. Charles Haley was sitting up at Dallas and this kid got good. He just never put it together. Now he's whatchamacallit. Like I said, a 2015 second round pick by the Cowboys, had up and down injury field first 2 seasons in the NFL, but net 15.5 sacks in his final 3 seasons in Dallas. That's what got him paid. And like I said, he got that 5-year, $70 million contract with the Broncos last year. He's going to go with Dallas, but it was something about within the confines of the contract, of the way it was written. He didn't like it, and he bailed out and said screw it or whatever like that. Denver decided to go ahead and get him. And, well, as we well know, the rest is basically history and whatnot. Yeah, man, this is these guys here. But I'm looking at these quarterbacks go down. Jets brought in some quarterback last week. I'm seeing quarterback come in and going to play this, that, and the other. And Cam Newton is sitting talking to these heifers on the couch about whatever. Now, I will say this, and he should be on somebody's team. But I will say this, and I think I said this. When he started doing his podcast, I said that's the beginning of the end for him if it doesn't work out at the Pats. Because he's made a lot of money. He has a lot of money. He really don't have to play ball no more. That's kind of the attitude now, because I think some of that is now he's I don't think he's bitter, but he's like, wow, I done a lot, and this is things I get because of his tremendous personality, and I think they hold that against him. And he's at home, but these other quarterbacks who you've never even barely heard of, they're backing up starters and playing. And come on, man, and he can't give you a chance. Fuck, if nothing else, he can get you some first downs. If nothing else, he can get you in a goal line situation. He can do that. He's never been the quarterback that's supposed to be throwing the ball 35, 40 times a game. 15, 16, 17 times. Give him some run plays. Get him a place where he got some wide receivers that can actually do more catching the ball. Man, it's sad to see how he's going out like that. But a part of that has to do with his personality and whatnot. No kid had never got no trouble or nothing like that or whatever as far as in the NFL is concerned and stuff like that, man. But it's like, yo, it's like he can't do that. He's still sitting at home. Something's fishy with that. He can't help nobody, but some bum y'all that the New York sign, he can help. Come on, man. Come on. Some of the guys supposed to be starting. I say, come on, man. Are you serious? He can't help you. Show you how the game go. That's why you gotta get your money, do what you do, man. Do what you do. Do what you do. But it's like, but that's that's unfortunate on how a lot of that stuff goes, man. And it's so funny because I seen this thing. They talked about Gregory. They talked about some guy that used to play with the Pats. All these defensive guys are supposed to do X, Y, and Z in that division to stop Mahomes. And all 3 of them guys literally got cut and traded and done away with and done away with and whatnot just in the last couple of days. That's telling right there. That's something that is that's a rough one. that's a rough one. And it just goes to show you how that situation how that situation goes. You know what I'm saying? It really, really does. And it's messed up. I'm trying to find it, but I can't find it right now on where it was. But somebody put it up in there. It's like, yeah, all these 3 guys that were supposed to be stopping Mahomes, and all 3 of them guys is out of as of today are not even on. I think one did get traded, but again, like I said, that's what happens in this game, man. I don't think people understand about how this stuff goes, how it works. But they got to. But these guys in the long run, they got to do they got to do more than they when you sign those contracts, you're supposed to do something. You have to produce. You're supposed to produce. And if you try to call yourself taking the money and running, it's just like that's not a good look for your future, especially if you're like still in your 20s or in your early 30s. You still got 4 or 5 decent years worth of football left. I can't find it. It's probably further down here in the feed and everything. But it's pretty funny to sit up there and see that nothing is that in the end is just not it ain't work. It's just not. It's just not gonna. It just ain't gonna work out and whatnot. But yeah, man, that's my picks and whatnot. Somebody need to go ahead and give Cam a chance. Let him come in there, work out, do some things. I think he's probably been called, but he not gonna go. I mean, I'm sure some more crummy teams are trying. Now he wants to be able to have a chance to play and make an impact and be on the winning team, especially at this point in his career. And hopefully Gregory get a chance, man, and whatnot. You had, the guy Claypool, Poole, whatever his name, that wide receiver. It's like, know what's going on with that guy. But hey, man, you start showing those type of attitudes, man, them teams will get rid of you quick, fast, in a hurry. Like I tell you guys all the time, there's no greatest of all time as long as time's still going on. And like I tell you guys all the time, numbers don't lie and get emotional. People do. You guys have a good one. And we see you later.